Hello everyone, this is Xratios Investor. Please note that this video is for educational purpose, and please still do your own research. If you liked this video, please give me a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button. I recently read an article on Warren Buffett's top 5 biggest stock holding, and I thought this could be a really interesting topic to analyze and talk about, especially considering that the stock market keeps trending down, wiping 2018 gains completely. I have to say we are seeing this December plummet on track to be the worst since the Great Depression. So, is the US recession approaching? Well, closer but not necessarily yet. But at times like this, if there is one person's advice we should listen to, let the person be the sage of Omaha, Warren Buffett. What you can expect from this video is the breakdown of why Warren Buffett invested in these companies and how his current top 5 stock holdings are performing, as well as to determine if his investment style suits you. The thing that really set Warren Buffett apart from others is his ability to keep his cool, making the only advice you should heed to at doubtful times like this as people are panicking. His capability to neglect the media and remain positive in an atmosphere of these downturns played an important role to his $86 billion net worth. Trust me, it really takes a massive amount of willpower to do that. Before introducing and talking about Warren Buffett's top 5 biggest stock holding, I promised my viewers that I will be releasing the top 3 marijuana stocks I personally will buy ahead of the 2018 Farm Bill. As I was in the process of releasing the video, I decided to postpone it just because I don't like how the current market is performing. I believe that many of the marijuana stock dips we are currently facing are priced and affected as well, which is why it makes sense to see marijuana stocks continue tanking despite the fact that we are seeing many exciting deals and big announcement from Canadian licensed producer to enter the American market now that the 2018 Farm Bill has passed. So, I apologize for that. I will release it once I believe the market is performing better. When? No one would know including me, which is why it will be based on my finding and opinion. So stay tuned till then. Now, moving back onto the Warren Buffett's top 5 stock holding, for those who don't know already, Warren Buffett is the chairman and CEO of Berkshire Hathaway. Between 1965 and 2018, Warren Buffett managed to increase Berkshire's market value at an annual growth rate of 20.9%. This 20.9% market value translates to a total return of 2,404,748%, beating even the S&P 500's 15,508% gain during the same time span. What's more impressive is the reality that these was achieved throughout the bursting of the dot-com bubble and the Great Recession of $8 trillion housing bubble burst which lasted from the year 2007 to 2009. Warren Buffett rarely sell his holdings, so if you decided to invest like him, be prepared to stay loyal and create a plan to hold the stocks for the long term regardless of the outcome in the next quarter or year with the company. Just ask Warren Buffett for the single most powerful factor behind his investing success, and he would respond: compound interest. Means that instead of taking out any earnings you make from interest, you leave it invested, effectively earning interest on interest. This prevents you from pressing your panic button and avoid being emotional over your stock holding. As Warren Buffett once said, if you buy your house at $20,000 and somebody comes along the next day and says, "I'll pay you $15,000, you don't sell it because the quote's $15,000. Same like stock, you research the stock, and you buy it because you think it has great value. So stick with it, and believe it. With that said, I am not saying that you should buy and hold it forever. Because even Buffett's buy and hold investing style still dumped General Electric entirely in 2017 and ditched what remained of his IBM stake this year as both giants struggled to reinvent themselves and perform the reversal investors were hoping for. So, make sure to be smart and alert to circumstances changes. Now, without further delay, on his 5 biggest stock holding. Warren Buffett owns over $200 billion portfolio of stocks, almost 65% of his portfolio, featuring big stakes in Bank of America, Wells Fargo, Coca-Cola, Kraft Heinz, and Apple. Yes, the 5 mentioned stocks are his 5 biggest stock holdings. Stock number 1, this is his highest stock holding and I believe need no further introduction, Apple, under the ticker symbol APPL. It is his number 1 by value of holdings with a stake worth of $41.88 billion today. Berkshire Hathaway has lost more than $4 billion as Apple's stock headed for its worst day on Wall Street in more than 4 years after the disappointing iPhone sales. I think that the stock could get lower before we see the reinstatement of investors' confidence due to the lowered iPhone sales expectation for next quarter. But I bet that didn't bother Warren Buffett's investment plan as he focuses on the hundreds and hundreds of millions of people who practically live their lives by it. Which mean in other words that he thinks that the true value in this stock is Apple's customer loyalty, and as long as the iPhone fan base is still there and growing, he will still continue add the stock to his portfolio. Bear in mind that Buffett was one of the biggest winners when Apple crossed a $1 trillion market cap when he bought into Apple back in 2016 as the stock was trading between $93 and $110. I still think that over the long term, Apple will become a winner stock with the services business that rely on subscriptions such as iCloud, Apple Music, iTunes and the App Store to Apple Pay and Apple Care. Really, I just don't see Apple falling into the same fate as once giant Nokia or BlackBerry in the digital industry. Only time can tell, but I will definitely keep a close eye on this. Warren Buffett's second highest stock holding, Bank of America, under the ticker symbol BAC. Buffett started the holding back in 2011 after a disastrous year for Bank of America. Recently, he has then raised his Bank of America position to 29.2%, adding $5.8 billion to its stake, with an estimated average price of $30.46 per share, per their 13F filings in the third quarter 2018. The stock is currently trading at $23.37. The company pays quarterly dividend of 15 cents, making annual yield of almost 2.5%. It trades with a forward PE ratio of only 11.05, while the average PE ratio is 18.53, the lower the better. Bank of America trades with PB ratio of 1.03, while value investors often consider stocks with a PB ratio value under 3, and with PS ratio of 2.29, while any number higher than 4, PS ratio is commonly considered unfavorable. What makes Warren Buffett to raise his stake is the strong balance sheets in the U.S. banks, allowing for increased payments of dividends and repurchases of shares. Also, with the interest rates rising, banks can control the spread of what banks lend money at and what they pay on deposits, widens. This means that the earnings for these banks will keep heading higher. Moving on to the Buffett's next top holding, this stock was lowered to 5th place from 3rd in Buffett's portfolio, Kraft Heinz under the ticker symbol KHC. The Kraft Heinz Company is the 5th largest food and beverage company in the world, with the combination of H.J. Heinz with Kraft Foods Group that creates a wide range of impressive lineup food brands from cheese to hot dogs and the condiments that make food more incredible. Kraft Heinz is a stock known for its dividends yield of 5.6%. Berkshire owns more than 325 million shares in Kraft Heinz. Kraft Heinz's November 2018 earnings reported net sales of $6.4 billion, a 1.6% increase versus the year-ago period. The company reportedly generated earnings per share of 78 cents, missing the analysts' expectation consensus by 3 cents. With net income down 33.8% year-over-year to $630 million and diluted earnings per share decreased to 51 cents a share. Recently, the company's stock has plunged more than 30% this year to $44.05. So, it is clear that the stock hasn't followed suit despite the impressive wide range of food, trading initially from $70 up to high of $96.55 at February 2017, but since then dropped to as low as $45 in recent times. Buffett's Berkshire is down about 15% or $3 billion on its Kraft investment. So why is Warren Buffett still holding into this stock? Because of the impressive valuation. Kraft Heinz has a PE ratio of 6.05, while the average PE ratio is 18.53. It trades with PB ratio of 0.95, while value investors often consider stocks with a PB ratio value under 3, and with PS ratio of 2.14, while any number higher than 4 price-to-sale ratio is commonly considered unfavorable. I think this is a really interesting stock to buy, especially with the continual acquisition and creation in Primal Kitchen, Ethical Bean Coffee and many more. Last but not least, Wells Fargo and Coca-Cola that accounts for the 3rd and 4th spot. I decided that I am not going to go in depth for this stock just because I think at this point, you should be able to see Warren Buffett's trend and understand the point I am trying to make here, that is, Warren Buffett looks at valuation, balance sheet, dividends, and the importance of, let me re-quote myself here, hundreds and hundreds of millions of people who practically live their lives by the products and services. In other words, continual consumer users in the next 5 to 10 years and a discounted intrinsic value based on the assumption of a company future. Then, it is safe to say that, theoretically, these stocks could be the one to hold forever. Honestly, I don't think the year of 2018 has been a good year for Warren Buffett, but with the compound interest and Warren Buffett's proven track record, I think he will eventually have the last laugh in the stock market again. So what I personally think of the market? I don't think it is time to panic yet. Yes, we are in a bear market, and 2018 gains were wiped, but honestly no one can predict the market just because of how stock market reacts by unexpected global and domestic news. If there's a good time to buy, I think now would be a good time to add and diversify your portfolio, at least for me. I hope this video helps you understand and figure out what type of an investor you are. That's all I have for this video. As always, do note that speculation caused people to pay no attention to stock valuation and consideration, so please exercise the stock with caution and please still do your own due diligence. Subscribe here for more stock videos, and leave a thumbs up if you liked this video. Comment down below, let me know what you think and how the stock market will perform in 2019. Till next time.